Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we will be discussing about exchange arithmetic, a theoretical overview. So all the forex calculations which we have seen so far has to be worked out with extreme care and accuracy. The use of decimal point has to be correctly placed, and there should be a constant check in order to minimize risk of mistake, because the error in one quote will erode the total earnings from several trade or transactions, because we are doing foreign exchange transaction with another country who has a different currency. So exchange rates and its arithmetics has to be worked out with extreme care and accuracy. So now we will move on to 4 important terms in foreign exchange. The first term is chain rule. As the name suggests, chain, which means a connection between one or two quantities. So this chain rule is used in comparison or ratio between two quantities linked together through another, and this consists of a series of equations. This continuing equation form a chain so that each equation must start in terms of same quantity which is used in the previous equation. So the best example for chain rule is, we can say, cross rates, because in place of currencies which we do not know the exact value, we use one or two currency value in order to identify the value of currency which is unknown. So obviously we are taking a second or a third quantity in order to find the first quantity value. So cross rate follows chain rule. The next term is percent and Permille. We all know what a percent is, which is proportion per 100. So 1% is 1 part in every 100 parts. And rupee 1 is 1 per 100 rupees. So similarly, Permille is proportion per 1000. Therefore, 1 Permille is 1 part in every 1000. And also here, rupee 1 in terms of Permille is 1 per 1000 rupees. So where is it actually used? It is used for checking roughly any calculation where interest is allowed in exchange rates. So next we move on to the third important term, which is value date. We have already discussed about what a value date is in our previous video. So value date is nothing but the date of delivery of funds and exchange of currency happens on the same date. That is known as value date. Let me give you an example. In case of payments on TT, which is telegraphic transfer, the value date are same on both the centers. For example, I export goods to US and I get funds in terms of USD. So I receive funds from US and on the same day I convert US dollars into INR. So therefore there is no gain or loss of interest to either of the party, either India or US. Such payments are known as valuer compensee. Let me tell you why. See, once I export goods to US and I receive funds on the same day and the currency exchange is also done on the same day, then obviously I will have neither a gain nor a loss. Suppose if there is a time lag between receipt of funds at one center, that is in India, and payment of funds at another center, that is in US, then compensation should be paid. So if suppose I export goods, so I in turn will have to provide some funds to US and there is some time lag in providing funds to US, then obviously as an Indian I will have to pay compensation to US out of funds, that is I will have to pay compensation out of my own pocket. So therefore normal mode of compensation is the interest recovered or paid separately. So value date is nothing but the date of settlement of funds. Moving on to the fourth most commonly used term is arbitrage in exchange. So once you come across the word arbitrage, you just have to keep one thing in mind: buy low and sell high. Suppose I'm buying carrots in one market for a particular rate and immediately I resell carrots in another market for a higher price. That is known as arbitrage. So arbitrage is nothing but simultaneous buying and selling of commodity in two or more markets to take advantage of temporary discrepancies in prices. So in foreign exchange, purchase of one currency for another currency in one center and the immediate resale of the same currency in another center or two or more centers is known as arbitrage in exchange. Let me give you an example. So I give my INR to America and I obtain US dollars. So what I do is I sell this US dollars to a different market, that is in London market. So I buy US dollars at a low price and I sell US dollars in London market at a high price. So this is known as arbitrage. So I sell USD in London market as well as I also sell USD in Europe market. So here additional centers are also involved. So there comes two definitions. Simple or direct arbitrage is nothing but transaction conducted between two centers, that is between India and London. Whereas compound or 3-point arbitrage is nothing but when additional centers are involved, like in Europe. This is known as compound or 3-point arbitrage. So we have to keep three things in mind which is most needed while undergoing arbitrage process. The first one is operations with minimum time delay. So the utmost benefit of arbitrage process is we buy at a low price and sell at a high price. This happens immediately. So, since the advantage is obtained only when the process is immediate, the operations should be with no or minimum delay. The second one is high degree of technical skill. So here we involve currencies from different markets and different time zones. So only if we have the technical skill to perform the exchange of currencies with high speed, then this arbitrage will be a benefit to us. The third and the foremost aspect is speed in handling deals. So arbitrage, obviously, it is actually the simultaneous buying and selling of commodity. So speed in handling deals is the most important condition. Now, the rates quoted to merchants, that is individual retail clients, the transaction is specified by the nature of transaction. That is, different rates could be applied for telegraphic transfers, bill transaction, foreign money transaction, cash transactions, traveler's check, or even personal checks. So, in arbitrage process, for retail individual clients, the rates differ for buying or selling transactions. Hence, there will be different margins over interbank rates depending on the nature of transaction. So this is arbitrage. So under exchange rate arithmetic, we have seen 4 different terms. One is chain rule, percent and Permille, value date, and arbitrage and exchange. Once you are thorough of the concept of all these 4 terms, you will be able to crack the problems with much ease. In the next video, we will be discussing about dealing room operations. That is all for today. Thank you.